Hello, everyone. Sometimes success is not about grand victories, but about the ability to keep moving forward, even when everything seems unfavorable. We don't always need to make spectacular moves to achieve success. Sometimes, simply persevering, holding on to our goals while everyone else has given up, is already a remarkable achievement. A famous quote from Thomas Edison has haunted me throughout my journey. Many people fail because they do not realize how close they were to success when they gave up too soon. Success is not an instant destination, but a process. A long journey filled with challenges, mistakes, and valuable lessons. Life is not always easy. Some days we feel like we're making progress, but other days it seems like all our efforts are in vain. However, every step, no matter how small, and every mistake we make are all part of the journey. Dalai Lama once said, "The only way to fail is to give up." Remember, success doesn't come from avoiding obstacles, but from continuing to move forward despite them. Yesterday morning, I woke up with a clear plan. On the whiteboard in my office, I had written down 3 important goals. Things I was determined to accomplish that day to feel productive and make progress. But reality did not go as planned. The entire day passed, and I couldn't complete a single task on my list. Every step I took seemed to meet an invisible obstacle. I felt stuck in a cycle of procrastination, frustration, and helplessness. When I looked at my whiteboard in the afternoon, all I saw were unfinished goals, and a sense of disappointment crept in. I had accomplished nothing. Then, after dinner, I received a phone call. During the conversation, I opened up about my frustrations, about how the weight of failure was pressing down on me. I admitted that I had not achieved what I had set out to do, that I felt useless. But what surprised me was my friend's response. No judgment, no criticism, just a simple yet profound statement. This isn't a major failure. Everyone has days like this. Tomorrow is a new day, right? Those words felt like a gentle breeze, clearing away my negative thoughts. I suddenly realized that failure is just a part of life. It does not define who I am, and it is certainly not the end. I still have the opportunity to continue, to stand up, and to start again. There will be days when we feel knocked down, but the important thing is not to let ourselves be consumed by failure. We may feel like losers, but in reality, those moments teach us the power of resilience. Instead of seeing difficulties as signs of weakness, let's view them as opportunities for growth and learning. When facing setbacks, never forget that every small step, every challenge we endure, is shaping the person we are becoming. Life is not easy, but it is through overcoming challenges that we discover true strength and maturity. Success does not come from seeking the easy path, but from perseverance, from never giving up, and from continuously learning with every step we take. Even if today you haven't achieved what you hoped for, tomorrow is still a new opportunity. What truly matters is not how many times you have failed, but whether you are willing to stand up and keep going. Because true success is the ability to move forward, even when everything seems uncertain. The next day, I stepped outside, took a deep breath of fresh air, and took a moment to reflect. I realized that life is like a staircase. Each step is an act of rising, a new challenge to overcome. What once seemed like an overwhelming obstacle yesterday is now just another step I've already climbed on my journey of growth. And then I had an epiphany. The ceiling I once thought was my limit has now become my floor. It was time for me to keep climbing the next steps of life. Life is a continuous cycle of change. Sometimes we must accept uncertainty, confront our fears, and step into the unknown. Each time we do, we not only develop new skills or capabilities, but also grow emotionally and mentally. No matter how daunting the challenge, if we have the courage to keep moving forward, we will find the strength to overcome it. I realized that change begins within me. If I want to make an impact on the world, I must first take charge of my own life. There will be times when I have to face discomfort and fear, but what truly matters is not allowing them to define who I am. I need confidence, strength, and perseverance to keep going, no matter how big the obstacles ahead. Every day is a new opportunity. The choices I make today will shape my future. Even if they are just small steps, as long as I keep moving, I will get closer to my goals. Today, I will take action. Even if it's just a small step, I will make it a solid one. And I know that as long as I don't stop, I will continue to grow. Life doesn't always go as planned. Sometimes, what we envision in our minds never materializes. Failures and difficulties often come unexpectedly, making us feel defeated as if everything we've done has been meaningless. But if we take a deeper look, we will realize that the pain, the struggles, and the challenges are actually the most valuable lessons life gives us. Every time we face a challenge, we might feel weak and powerless. But without these moments, we wouldn't grow. Life is, in essence, a series of challenges that teach us how to love, to forgive, and to become stronger than we ever thought possible. When we embark on a new journey, our hearts may race with fear, and our minds may be filled with uncertainty, but those are signs of growth, signs of transformation. Don't fear the unknown. Sometimes, the most daring steps, no matter how difficult, lead to the greatest opportunities. Life isn't always fair, but it is through these challenges that we build our resilience. Change doesn't happen when we run away from difficulties, but when we choose to face them and learn from each failure. And if today you feel tired, if you feel like you are lost in the dark, don't give up just yet. Because only by walking through the darkness can you truly see the light. Pain will pass, but the lessons it leaves behind will stay with you forever. If you dare to face them, to take that next step, you will find yourself growing stronger through every trial. Life is never easy, but it is in these difficult moments that we find the strength and courage to live fully. These are the first steps, the only way to rise, to become a better version of ourselves. No matter how tough things get, always remember, success is not about avoiding difficulties. It's about having the courage to keep going. The decisions I make today will shape my future. Even if they are just small steps, as long as I keep moving forward, I will get closer to my goals. Today, I will take action. Even if it's just a small step, I will take it with confidence. And I know that as long as I don't stop, I will continue to improve and get closer to the things I long for. Life doesn't always go as planned. Sometimes, the visions we create in our minds never become reality. Failures and hardships come crashing down, making us feel defeated as if all our efforts have been in vain. But if we look deeper, we will realize that it is precisely these struggles and pains that become the most valuable lessons life has to offer. Every time we face a challenge, we may feel weak and powerless. But without these moments, we would never grow. Life, in truth, is a series of trials that teach us how to love, how to forgive, and how to become stronger than ever before. When stepping into a new journey, our hearts may race, our minds may be filled with doubt, but that is the sign of change, the mark of transformation. Do not fear the unknown. Sometimes the boldest steps, even the most difficult ones, lead to the greatest opportunities. Life is not always fair, but that is what shapes our resilience. Change does not come from avoiding challenges, but from facing them head-on and learning from each failure. And if today you feel exhausted, if you feel lost in the darkness, do not give up just yet. Because only by walking through the darkness can you truly see the light. Pain will pass, but the lessons it leaves behind will stay with you forever. If you dare to face them, if you dare to keep moving forward, you will find yourself through those very challenges. The difficulties we face in life are not terrifying monsters to run from. On the contrary, they are opportunities for us to shift our perspective and grow. The most important thing is to change how we view hardships. We have been conditioned to see challenges as negative, as things to avoid. But in reality, these very challenges are the keys to unlocking our hidden potential. Imagine this. When I was younger, the car I drove had a very basic sound system. I thought it was enough. But one day, I decided to upgrade it, and I was amazed at how rich and immersive the sound could be. If I had remained content with what I had, I would have never experienced something entirely new. Similarly, life needs to be upgraded. Instead of settling for what is, ask yourself, why not improve what I am doing? Why not step outside my comfort zone to explore my true potential? On this journey, we will undoubtedly face failure. There will be moments of self-doubt, times when we feel lost or alone. But it is precisely in those moments that our persistence and determination will define whether we keep going or give up. Remember, failure is not the end. Instead, it is an opportunity to learn, to understand ourselves better. Sometimes silence and solitude are exactly what we need to reflect deeply on our lives. These are the moments where we realize what we truly need and where we are headed. Life has never been easy, but it is in the toughest moments that we find our strength and courage to live fully. Challenges are not meant to break us. They are meant to shape us into better versions of ourselves. If we change our perspective and accept challenges as part of life, fear will no longer hold us back. Every step forward, no matter how small, is still a step toward progress. As long as we do not stop, we will get closer to our dreams. If today you feel like slowing down, remind yourself, challenges are not meant to defeat you. They are meant to help you rise. If you have the courage to face them, you will find strength within yourself. So, do not fear challenges. Do not run away from them. Step forward and embrace the power you can discover within even the toughest obstacles. Persistence and courage will open new doors for you. And if you are brave enough to keep going, you will see that every step forward, no matter how small, brings immense value to your life. Lastly, remember that life is not a race, but a journey. And if you know how to adjust yourself, constantly develop every day, you will find that no matter how many difficulties appear, you can always rise up and overcome them. Life is never easy. There will always be challenges, obstacles you have to face. But what is important is not how. Whenever difficulties arise, they are not signs of failure but opportunities to discover your true strength. You are not battling the outside world. You are battling yourself, confronting the limits you have set for yourself. Perseverance and self-belief are the most crucial factors. Things won't always go according to plan. There will be moments of silence, moments of uncertainty that make you feel lost and exhausted. But it is precisely in these moments that you are given the opportunity to learn and grow. You will find strength in your failures, and each setback will make you more resilient on the path ahead. Steve Martin once said, "Be so good, they can't ignore you." To achieve that, you don't need to rush. Patience is a key element. Your journey may be long and full of challenges, but the summit you are striving for will bring you well-deserved pride once you reach it. The important thing is to keep going. even when you can't clearly see the destination ahead. Life is constantly changing, and there will be times when you feel tired, drained. But instead of waiting for something to change, be the one to create the change. It is often in our lowest moments that we are pushed to reflect on ourselves and carve out a new path. You may not know exactly what your next step will be, but determination and creativity will help you overcome any challenge. Remember, everything you experience is not random. Every challenge, every failure, and every disappointment can become a valuable lesson that helps you grow. When facing difficulties, don't just focus on what you lack. Find the opportunities and strength within you to move forward. Believe in your journey, no matter how difficult it gets. Growth doesn't happen overnight, but if you persist and continue to push forward, life will gradually open up new opportunities for you. Ultimately, every step you take, no matter how big or small, brings you closer to the success and happiness you truly deserve. Life is not just about existence. It is about choice and decision-making. Every day, we stand at crossroads, and the small decisions we make can lead to significant transformations. Life is not merely about external circumstances. It is about how we perceive and utilize them. A hammer can be a tool of destruction, but it can also be a tool of creation. How we use it determines everything. We live in a world full of choices. When facing challenges, instead of hesitating, seek the light that will guide you forward. What we are fighting is not societal norms, but the deep values within ourselves, our belief in our own ability to create change. Like the Spartan warriors, we must stand firm in our values, no matter the adversity. When life pushes us to the edge, we have a choice: to surrender, or to stand our ground with unwavering resilience. The greatest freedom is the ability to choose our attitude in any situation. And that is something no one can take away from us. When you stand by your values and what you believe in, there may be moments when you are criticized or isolated, but your worth is not defined by others. Only you can determine that. Even when pressure surrounds you, persistence and determination will keep you strong. The limits we believe we cannot surpass are often just illusions. Every small step, like pushing yourself to run just 30 more seconds at the end of your workout, is a reminder that you can go much further than you ever thought possible. Life is not just about instant victories, but about perseverance, sustaining passion, and seeking your true purpose. Sometimes, the most important thing is learning to adjust, to regain balance, and to keep moving forward despite difficulties. Remember, true strength does not come from temporary wins, but from resilience and determination. Every time you face a challenge and overcome it, you don't just become stronger, you build a more unshakable sense of identity. Each of us possesses an untapped potential. Sometimes we believe that a lack of motivation or confidence is what holds us back. But the truth is, it's not that you lack motivation. It's that you haven't fully realized what you truly want and committed yourself to fighting for it. If you truly desire something, you will find the strength to face any challenge to achieve it. And when you take the leap, you will discover the real power within you. Life is not always easy. Each of us goes through struggles and moments that seem insurmountable. But the most important thing is, you have always found a way to get back up. You are the one who has risen after every fall. Whether in work or in life, no one teaches us how to be resilient. Yet, what we often fail to realize is the immense power we carry within us. The lessons we gain from every failure shape us into someone far stronger than we imagine. We often live using only a fraction of our potential, unaware that every day we have the chance to move closer to greatness. If you want to change your life, the key is not to wait, it is to act. Every small step brings you closer to your goals. So, face your past. Accept your failures and mistakes. Don't let the past hold you back. Let it be the foundation upon which you build your future. Life is not about sitting still and waiting for opportunities to come. It is about actively creating opportunities and taking full responsibility for your choices. Any challenges look in the mirror and face yourself. The challenges you are dealing with are not beyond your control. They are opportunities for you to discover your true potential. Life is inherently unfair, but how you face it is your choice. You can choose to complain and blame your circumstances, or you can stand up, confront challenges, and move forward. Life is never easy, but if you trust in your abilities, hold on to your beliefs, and keep going, you will achieve things you never imagined possible. Let each day be a new opportunity for growth and progress. No one can control everything, but you can control yourself, your thoughts, your actions, and how you respond to challenges. If you want to change your circumstances, start right now. Don't blame the world, don't blame others, because in the end, everything depends on you. Many times, we get caught up in temporary distractions, social media, our phones, and anything that allows us to avoid facing the truth. But if you want to grow, you must learn to look within yourself. All change starts from within. You don't have to be perfect, but you can learn and improve. Most importantly, never stop moving forward. Don't let yourself be trapped by the past or by failure. Remember, life is constantly changing, and so can you. Every step you take, no matter how small, is an important part of your journey. Sometimes, progress is slow and difficult, but it is in those very moments that you learn the most and truly grow. Look back at how far you've come, and you will realize that you have gone much further than you ever thought possible. Every hardship, every failure makes you stronger. Life is sometimes a series of challenges and barriers, but not all challenges are solid walls. In reality, they can be hidden opportunities. Each step forward not only helps you overcome difficulties, but also allows you to discover new aspects of yourself. We live in a world where our eyes show us only what is directly in front of us, making us believe that everything has limits. But if we take the time to look beyond, if we have the patience to search, we will realize that there are endless opportunities around us. These opportunities can come in unexpected forms: a new challenge, a painful experience, a failure. But it is precisely these things that become the keys to something greater. Nothing is impossible, as long as you don't stop. Even a small step, a minor shift in mindset, or a simple action can create a massive difference in your life. Most importantly, do not limit yourself to what you can see right in front of you. Life is not a test run where you stay stuck in demo mode. You are capable of far more than you think. You have the ability to open new paths and unlock doors you never thought existed. Life is not a fixed destination. It is a journey of continuous discovery and growth. To embrace this journey, you must constantly ask questions and seek opportunities for self-improvement. Learn to see opportunities even in challenges. Have the courage to face whatever awaits you. Your eyes don't just help you see the world, they help you see the potential within yourself. Believe that you already have everything you need to create the life you desire. No matter where you are in your journey, never forget that your future is built upon the steps you take today. So, be bold, move forward, and create the life you truly deserve. Life, at times, is like a piece of music filled with highs and lows. Challenges and hardships will always be present. But instead of standing still, we can choose to see them from a different perspective. I remember a conversation with a friend about difficulties at work. He told me that an employee had betrayed him, stealing from the company. Hearing his story, the first question that came to my mind was, "What will you do about it?" He paused for a moment and then replied with a profound question of his own. "If a snake bites you, would you chase after it to get revenge? Or would you focus on treating the wound to save yourself?" His answer made me reflect for a long time. He didn't dwell on the past, nor did he let anger or disappointment consume him. Instead, he chose to move forward, seeking new solutions for his work, his family, and his life. That was a lesson I will never forget. No one can escape difficulties in life. We may try to avoid them, but adversity is an inevitable part of the journey. What matters most is not what happens to us, but how we respond to it. If you only focus on pain and anger, you will remain trapped in it forever. But if you shift your perspective, you will see that every challenge is a stepping stone to something greater. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "The way you see the world is a confession of your character." This statement is incredibly profound. When you change how you view the world, you don't just change your surroundings, you change yourself. Flexibility in thinking and the ability to adapt are the keys to overcoming any hardship. I have always believed, if you take a moment to pause, take a deep breath, and respond with wisdom instead of emotion, you will realize that you can control the situation. The world is not against you. It is simply presenting a challenge for you to overcome. How you respond determines the final outcome. We cannot change the past, but we can decide how to shape our present and future. Life will never be perfect, but every hardship and mistake is a valuable lesson that helps us grow. Think of them as pieces of a greater puzzle. When put together, they create a complete picture of your journey. When you believe in yourself, everything will start to become clearer. Do you remember the story of the two brothers who grew up in a troubled household? Their father was an alcoholic, and their lives were filled with violence. When they grew up, one of them became an abusive person, while the other became a loving father. When asked why, the abusive brother replied, "Look at my childhood. How could I have turned out any differently?" But the other brother said, "Look at my childhood. That is exactly why I chose to be different." One chose to become bitter, blaming his past, while the other chose to rise above it and create a better future. Every challenge in life presents a choice. You can stay trapped in the past, or you can move forward and seek growth and happiness. Even in your darkest moments, everything you need to start anew is already within you. The most important thing is to keep taking steps, no matter how small. Because in the end, it is not the challenges that define you. It is how you rise above them. Encounter, but how you react to them.